All right, this week's final round, the Suicide Squad. Yeah. This was awesome. If you haven't seen the Suicide Squad, go ahead and hang up the phone. This is the last topic we're talking about. There's going to be spoilers everywhere. I need to have a spoiler button. I know we could do that in this thing. I haven't done it. Spoilers. Come back tomorrow. Watch it somewhere else. Do what you got to do. But let's jump into it. Start the whole movie off. We know it's now not the same group of people. We know some of the same group of people host the world of Harley and the Birds of Prey. This was fun from start to finish.
Most certainly.
I mean, the opening scene where Rick Flag, Harley, and a couple of other people who shall not be named are attacking a beach, and just the complete chaos that ensues from that, like not knowing whether a character could swim when they were heloing into the water to encroach on the beach, watching a particular actor just, we already said spoilers, watching Pete Davidson run out like, hey guys, it's me, I caught you, and just having his face blowing up.
So good.
Awesome. And then of course we got Michael. This is my favorite thing. So we actually, I'm going to pull his name up because I totally butchered it last time. What did I call him? Like Mano Dano or some shit. What is his name? It's right here. It's on the tip of our tongue. Dom, you did such a good job finding it. There it is. Boom. All right. So James Gunn to me is definitely like, he's in the realm of Judd Apatow, Peter Feige, where, they have actors they like, and they're going to shove them down Hollywood's fucking throat regardless. So like Judd Apatow, and he had that bomb of a show, Freaks and Geeks, which I adore. He made sure that every single one of those people in it got somewhere and got big. James Franco came from there, Seth Rogen, a litany of other people, Jason Segel. Yeah. James Gunn, is hooking our boy up, David Dastmalchian.
Dude, that boy stole the show for me.
Dude, he was my favorite.
He also is in like every DC property right now.
He's in the show Gotham. He's in The Flash. He's in Ant-Man as the Russian guy who does computers. He's in Dark Knight. So technically, that actor is in he's basically all over the DC universe.
Yeah, he's in the Batman Long Halloween movie, animated movie that just came out, both parts. Yeah, it's insane.
It's awesome. The other guy, obviously, his brother, I think his name's Sean Gunn, who always is like the physical actor for like Groot or characters like that. But this time he gets to play the character Weasel, which is fantastic. He even gets to play a human person part as a Calendar Man, which I can't even remember what Calendar Man's like superpower was, if any. Who is making fun of that actor, making fun of David. So like that whole. Oh, and also let's not forget we got Nathan Fillion in that bunch as the detachable kid, aka TDK. Him like popping his arms off, and then they slowly creep up, and then they start slapping like army soldiers is fantastic. And then they shoot his arms, and he's just like writhing on the ground, like "Ow, my arms!" because he can still feel it. That shit's fucking hilarious. And then, of course, Michael Rooker, he's been in a bunch of films with James Gunn. And then with Nathan Fillion, he was in Slither, I believe, James Gunn's first film.
Yep.
That's like one of the main characters. So, like, you know what? Every time a director brings your friends along for the ride, that shit's fan-fucking-tastic.
So you like the movie, huh?
Yeah, dude. It was just...
I did, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Like, that whole scene of just Polka-Dot Man vomiting colors into the ground in the middle of the jungle, or like, what's his name?
Nanawe,
isn't it? Nanawe, he's being like bird. He's like, Nanawe, get off the comms. Like, the whole thing is great. And then of course the action, their visual effects for how Bloodsport gets all of his weapons and things like that is great. And then the dialogue between Idris Elba and John Cena is world class. I mean, I'm pretty sure John Cena must have been just like pumping to get a huge pump every time he was off screen. His veins popped like he was on roids the entire time, which we know. But like he was a Hulk the entire film, just being the perfect like I'm so blinded by my love of country that I'll be a dickhead if I have to.
have a really hot take here. And it's a
Oh,
controversial opinion.
give it to me.
I have now seen John Cena in 2 movies this summer, Fast 9 and this movie. If I never saw him in a movie again, I would not be upset. I do not like him I did not like him in this movie. I really liked the dynamic between him and Idris Elba. Like, that was cool. But, like, I could have done without the whole Peacemaker thing. And, like, I honestly, like, we were already spoiling the whole thing. The fact that they're doing a Peacemaker show. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't care. It's just me. I don't know why. I don't find John Cena to be I find him to be more of a shitty knockoff of The Rock, and The Rock does it better. Like, I just see that,
But somebody said he was like a yoked out Dane Cook. Like that, I couldn't unsee that.
That is a great way of saying that.
So, but yeah,
in
to your
both
point,
acting
man.
Form and
if we're gonna compare like David Bautista's acting to like The Rock's acting, and people coming from that world, he's probably bottom of that list.
Yeah,
fair to say.
Even Ronda Rousey was better, and she's a terrible actress.
I want her to come on the show. You did great. Please don't hurt us. But no, I mean, I definitely enjoyed it because it didn't take itself too seriously.
Certainly.
I mean, you had fucking Peter Capaldi as the Thinker, who essentially played the Doctor, but like an evil one from Doctor Who, with sonic screwdrivers coming out of his skull. Like that's pretty much what those were. I mean, if I was hoping for like an exact sonic screwdriver, like just to get the temporary licensing of one of the pieces, they did not. But I think it was definitely an interesting spin on the Thinker character, as well as getting Starro, who that thing was awesome. I'm sorry, a huge like so gummy bear looking star monster.
So cool.
Amazing.
Starro's like one of the most powerful beings in the DC Comics universe, and like he just it's really cool. How about Taika Waititi as Ratcatcher 1?
Way to slip that in. Ratcatcher 2, she was definitely the heart of this movie.
I loved
Ratcatcher
her.
1,
she was great.
Him just being like just slipping in, like, oh, here I am. I think it's kind of the same thing with like James Gunn. I think they've got like a good rapport. He's just going to pop into places now. He's going to be, not that he doesn't, direct and star in major roles, but I can see him being the kind of David Dastmalchian. Damn it, that's gonna be hard to say. The DD of a bunch of these movies. Obviously, we got Free Guy. He's in that. That's a hard-working dude, man. I mean,
do you think that James Gunn's going to show up in Thor: Love and Thunder now?
Maybe, but I genuinely think if James doesn't show up, Sean will.
Sean most certainly will. Just because I think the Guardians of the Galaxy are in Thor and Love and Thunder.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's a Ravager through and through, so he's got to be slipped in there somewhere. And hopefully he's still fucking up that arrow trying to get it,
how about the fact that Sean Gunn was on Gilmore Girls as a, like, recurring character? My wife and I were watching Gilmore Girls, like, a year ago, and I was like, that's fucking Sean Gunn. Like, he's like an actual character on the show.
Well, I mean, he's got some chops, right? He's definitely in the business.
He's hilarious.
I know his face. That's random, though. I mean, granted, sit here and say that's random, and then you got like how many other characters? What's her name? McCarthy. She came out of that. Milo. Can't pronounce his damn last name either. He went on to do This Is Us. That he was in Heroes.
Ventimiglia.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. What did you say?
Ventimiglia.
Milo Mount Vesuvius. Yeah. Mount Vesuvius.
Peter from Heroes. No, not Peter. Nathan from Heroes. I'm Peter from Heroes.
Peter. Nathan was the brother. But then you also got our dude from Supernatural, that freaking giant. He was so small in Gilmore Girls, and then so small in the first season, and then all of a sudden in Supernatural, like season like 3 or 4, he's just huge.
Yeah,
like jacked and just 17 inches taller. I remember
Speaking
the entire
of
dialogue between
weird
Sam and Dean,
things like that. Did you know Brie Larson was in The League?
No.
Right? Yeah. So I rewatched The League recently, and she's the au pair that Ruxin gets. That like moves in, and I'm like, that looks like Brie Larson, but like doesn't look like Brie Larson. And I looked
That's
it up. I'm
crazy.
like, sure enough, it's fucking Brie Larson.
I mean,
Crazy.
it's funny when I see her pop into things. Obviously, Scott Pilgrim as that girlfriend.
Yeah,
across
Emily
from
Adams.
Brandon Routh, and Chris Evans is in that. I mean, there's a bunch of people, but still, that's random. That's funny though.
Yeah.
Brie Larson. I think she's.
So how about
she's? They started filming with the Marvels too, so I mean, we're gonna see a lot more of her. Yeah.
How about Margot Robbie, essentially being the best Harley Quinn that's ever been?
I think she's given into the role, and I wonder if the first movie didn't have like a medium reception, but she still had a lot of love for her rendition of the character, if it would be that way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she plays Harley Quinn like Tom Hiddleston plays Loki to me.
Yes,
where she genuinely loves being that character.
It's definitely, I think it's a playful role, and I think that the more nonsensicalness you can bring to it, the better. And if you're an actor that wants to turn that on and off, and like just be allowed to do whatever you think is coming in your brain on any given take, and if it's funny enough, they'll leave it in. Fuck yeah, man! It's like a dream job. But hey, I memorized some of these lines. Okay, great, because I'm not going to remember all of them. That's for sure. Okay, now go ahead and just be goofy. You know, like hit people in the face with a bag. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late because I was robbing a bank. Like, that's just that's a great opening line for her.
Yeah.
And it's so subtle too. After watching it the second time, that's when I heard that line. I was like, that's what she fucking said? Like, dang, dude. It's just like, oh, sorry, I'm late. I was robbing a bank. It's just kind of mumbling to herself. Or like this, that whole dialogue. The whole movie was great to me. I can see why it got a 96 on, or I think was it still 96 on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's been getting bombed. It has been getting, it like tanked at the box office. It's getting like, but I liked Idris Elba as Bloodsport. You can definitely see that I think that they wanted Will Smith to come back as Deadshot. But they didn't get him, and they got Idris Elba. I thought Idris Elba did a really good job. It essentially has the same story as Will Smith did in the first Suicide Squad with the daughter. Now, granted, his daughter's a little estranged in this one, which is a cool dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that they killed fucking Rick Flag.
I know. That's probably that's probably the one thing I hated about the film was like it was what was great / horrific was that when he gets plunged in the chest, they don't leave any question. Did that hit his heart? It shows full entry.
Right through his heart. Just
full on. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna come in part 3. He's not gonna be in any of the following fucking shit. Like, he's done so. So that definitely sucked. I mean, Polka-Dot Man getting smooshed after his heroic moment of seeing Starro as his mom, which every time I had to kind of make sure I was paying attention, because there was no audio cue that now everybody is his mom.
Especially when he was dancing.
Yeah.
He's dancing in the club.
And there's even the bearded guy is actually his mom too.
It's so good.
I would love to know the name of that actress, and if it was in fact his real mom or sister, right? Like somebody related to him.
Good.
And it would be like, yeah, this is your opportunity just to go ham. Like, that's so great. You get to destroy buildings. Imagine that role. You get to play 15 different people in a scene constantly throughout the film, and you get to destroy buildings and act like a huge star monster. Like, that's what's not to love about doing that job. And you don't have to say anything. You're just there. You're just a symbol of hate for Polka-Dot Man. Which, again, terrible name that even John Cena character calls out. Polka-Dot Man, what do you throw polka dots? He's like, he really does. It's like, oh my God. But they're like antimatter polka dots, and they just incinerate everything they touch. It's amazing.
When he looked at when they're like, we're all gonna die, and he looks back and he's like, so. I hope so. Oh my God. I have never felt something more than I felt in that moment.
I hope so. Yeah, that was great. I mean, even his little victory speech. I'm a superhero. flat.
Oh,
Just
when they
mushed.
fucking when they're trying to rescue Rick Flag and they kill everybody in the camp,
Yeah,
but
and he's
they're the
like,
good guys.
hey, like, what are y'all doing here? And they're like, coming to save you. And they're like, why did my people not notify me of your arrival? And they're like, we didn't see any people. They're all just destroyed, devastated.
Yeah, it was good. It was really funny.
That was so
James
good.
Gunn is in a masterclass in that, and I'm really excited that Warner Brothers has said he's gonna do more DC projects. I'd love to see him. I honestly would love to see him do Green Lantern, in a very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, and just do like Hal Jordan's adventures or some shit like that. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of Green Lantern characters, there's a seriousness to them, but at the same time, like, Guy Gardner is not serious at all.
Yeah.
Like, that guy is a trash bag mouth. And then you've got, Kyle Rayner, not necessarily serious at all. He's a creative artist. Hal Jordan, I mean, he was also voiced by Nathan Fillion at one point. So
he was
already got
in Emerald Knights. Absolutely.
So, so that's definitely the coolest thing. I think I would love to see more of James Gunn at WB and at Marvel. Obviously, the Big Bad Mouse might not ever have him back on. We'll see that. Except for obviously Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then you saw the movie in theaters.
Yeah, so I saw this in theaters. As opposed to HBO Max.
That like?
It was awesome. So this is the third movie that I've seen in theaters this year. I saw Fast and the Furious 9 in theaters, and I can't remember the other one I saw.
That's how good it was.
I'm trying to remember now. Well, whatever. This was good. I really liked seeing this in theaters. Oh no, I saw Black Widow. I saw Black Widow in theaters.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to ScarJo. Make that money.
That's right. Dom's helping you out. I totally
hell yeah.
Staying at home, buying on Disney Plus.
I really missed going to the theaters. I really enjoy that experience. I know that things are starting to close back up again, which is unfortunate, especially with everything going on with the Delta variant. But like, there's something about seeing movie trailers in the theater. Like, so the trailers that played before this movie were Eternals, which I don't know why I get a very emotional reaction to that trailer every time I hear it. I don't know if it's the music. I know Chloe Zhao is an exceptional director, and the way that trailer is filmed, and it just evokes emotion.
I bet this is going to be like a drama with a little bit of action in it. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally
cool with that. Dune, the new Dune trailer was there, which I will only see that movie in theaters. I can't do it not justice. I have to see that in theaters. And then Batman, the Batman trailer from last year.
I got chills.
And I got chills just now. When that song comes on, I think it's Underneath the Bridge.
Yeah,
baby. Holy crap. This movie looks incredible. And where he's like, I'm vengeance. And he beats the shit out of that guy. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, dude, so I cannot wait for this fucking movie.
my favorite is like the difference between like the intro of this Batman's fighting style versus like, say, the intro for Batman Begins. There was a lot of like he's in that training facility with the League of Shadows, and he's getting hit with sticks and shit, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm so nimble and balanced." This one, he's just like a street thug. It looks like that. He's just got like a lot visceral. Of anger problems.
Yeah,
just fucking yeah. So awesome.
I can't wait. And yeah, so I saw those trailers before the movie, and I'm like, man, it's really great that we're starting to get these big blockbusters back. And like, that's what I'm hoping comes back for games as well. There's a lot of talk about a state of play from Sony coming out next week, where they're going to show off some big titles, and Gamescom is the week after, where it's like the German version of E3. But like, we have Suicide Squad, Shang-Chi's in like 3 weeks. You have Eternals after that, Spider-Man,
No Way Home,
and Top Gun Maverick, and Dune, and all of these movies. And I'm like, shit, hell yeah, I'm really excited for all of this because I love movies.
And all these are coming out before the end of the year, right?
Yeah,
like,
all of these are coming out before
like
the end of the year.
September, October, November, December. Like this, we're not like usually we get like a lull in October, November for like all the like rom-coms and things like that. Like no, it's like no, it's.
And now,
But if they
all I
close
can
things
think
up again,
about-
well, fuck.